My name is Jeff Castro. I live at 711 Thistlewood Drive, and I did support the petition by signing. So I've actually got some good news in light of what we're hearing today, and that is there's always time. Time is always right to do the right thing. That was once stated by someone who was much more experienced in conquering Herculean tasks than I am. That was Martin Luther King. And this feels like a Herculean task. This has been a year and a half of planning. Our location in Katy, in Thistlewood, in Thornwood, our close proximity, in our distance to Katy high schools, such as Taylor and Memorial Parkway, pose negative impacts on health, on safety, on student performance, on our shared sense of community, and the quality of life for students and families. According to Children at Risk, which is probably an organization many of you know, it's right here in Houston, it's well established, there is a substantial amount of research citing that kids who have to get up too early in the morning do not function as well as if they had adequate rest. There's also been a great deal of debate at the state level regarding time on task, which is related to after-school activities, which extend the learning time for all students. But when Thornwood students are denied those opportunities from participating in those programs in Katy because of this lack of transportation options, we are possibly jeopardizing their futures, where they may fall behind, or where they may fail to excel. Also paramount to our concerns are the opportunity costs, the loss of time that Thornwood families get to spend with their kids in the form of breakfast in the morning and the call of 6 a.m. bus rides. I think as parents we can all agree that time is fleeting and it's something that we're in short supply of. According to the American Academy of Pediatrics, the research is clear that adolescents who get enough sleep have reduced risk of being overweight or suffering depression, are less likely to be involved in automobile accidents, have better grades, have higher standardized test scores, and an overall better quality of life. A shared sense of community is also a major point of concern. Gary Walton, a social psychologist at Stanford, says even a single instance of exclusion can undermine well-being and even IQ performance. In the end, you've heard about ratios, you've heard about numbers, and to be honest, some of that's beyond me. I don't really follow that too closely, nor the politics of this process, but what I do care about is the future of these kids in the 7 years they're going to spend in junior high and high school. And although these systems may not be perfect, we are looking for your perfect participation in listening to the concerns we have here today. Former President Teddy Roosevelt once stated, in any moment of decision, the best thing you can do is the right thing. The worst thing you can do is nothing. The Thornwood community is looking for you to do the right thing today.
Thank you. Andrea Jones, if I pronounce that correctly.
I'm Andrea Jones. I live at 603 Langwood. I did sign the petition.
Okay.
And I have the world's cutest poster holder standing next to me. We just wanted to give you a visit, and a lot of what I'm going to say you've heard before, but we weren't sure how familiar you were with Katy because we know you live in Spring Ranch. So we really just wanted to give you a visual representation of what it takes to get there. Of course, we all know sometimes just getting to I-10 can be a hassle anymore. But for those of us whose kids are in middle school or high school, then that involves going the opposite of the flow of traffic, past the Energy Corridor, past Barker Cypress, past Greenhouse, past Fry to West Green, where we exit to go to Taylor High School, an additional 1.5 miles because the junior high is 2 miles south of I-10. So at the far side of that poster is where our kids are going to junior high and high school. If they were zoned to Stratford and the middle school down the street, it'd be a 2-mile drive down Memorial on surface streets. As the parent of a student learning to drive, can I just assure you that I would much rather have my student drive down Memorial instead of I-10. You've heard a lot about community tonight from us. You'll probably hear more. We don't identify with the Katy community. It's not that we don't have friends there. It's not that we don't appreciate Katy. But When somebody asks where we're from, we don't say Katy. And if you ask someone who lives in Katy where they live, they don't say Spring Branch or the Energy Corridor. They say Katy. So our community identity is very much in the West Houston Memorial area, the Energy Corridor. And that's where we would like our kids to be able to go to school. Thank you.
Next, we have collect crayon. Did I pronounce that correct? Trying my best.
I live at 15119 Camelback Court, and I did sign the petition.